For some people, a single date can change a life forever. For young Rohit, that date was the day his mother left this world. He was only a small boy, but he understood the deep sadness that filled his tiny home. Life was already difficult. They lived in a small hut with a tin roof that rattled when the wind blew hard. His father, a kind man with strong shoulders, worked tirelessly in a noisy steel factory. The factory's smoke painted the sky grey, but his father's love painted Rohit's world with hope. Even with very little money, his father always made sure Rohit had food to eat and a book in his hand. Rohit's father believed that education was the only way to escape their life of poverty. "You must study, my son," he would say every morning, his voice gentle but firm. "Knowledge is a treasure that no one can ever steal from you." So, he worked extra shifts at the factory, his hands growing rough and calloused from handling hot metal. He sacrificed his own comfort, often skipping meals so that Rohit could have a new notebook or a sturdy pair of shoes for school. He saw a bright future in his son's intelligent eyes and was ready to do anything to help him reach it. Even as a young child, Rohit understood his father's struggle. He never complained about their simple meals of rice and dal. Instead, he tried to help in every way he could. After school, he would rush home to sweep the floor, wash the few utensils they owned, and fill pots with water from the community tap. He knew that every small chore he did would give his tired father a few extra minutes of rest. Rohit was not just a good student at school, he was a responsible son at home. His heart was full of love for his father and a quiet determination to make him proud one day. At school, Rohit was a star. He listened to every word his teachers said, his mind soaking up knowledge like a dry sponge soaks up water. He finished his homework diligently under the flickering light of a small kerosene lamp. His teachers were very fond of him because he was not only smart, but also humble and kind to his classmates. He dreamed of becoming a doctor, a person who could heal others and take away their pain. This dream was his secret motivation, a powerful force that pushed him to study harder and aim higher, all for the sake of his loving father. One dark evening, everything changed. A loud siren wailed from the direction of the factory, and a wave of fear washed over the neighborhood. Rohit's father had been in a terrible accident. A heavy machine had crushed his hands, and the doctors had to amputate them to save his life. When Rohit saw his father in the hospital bed, his arms wrapped in thick bandages, his world turned upside down. The strong hands that had worked so hard to build his future were gone. The family's only source of income had vanished in an instant, leaving them with a mountain of worries and an uncertain future. The man who had been the family's pillar of strength now needed help with everything. Rohit had to feed him, help him dress, and comfort him when tears of despair streamed down his face. But even in this darkness, Rohit's spirit did not break. He saw the pain in his father's eyes and made a silent promise to himself. He would not let his father's sacrifice be in vain. He would work twice as hard. He would become the hands his father had lost. His dream of becoming a doctor was no longer just a childhood wish. It was now a burning necessity. To support his family and continue his education, Rohit started selling bars of soap door to door after school. He would walk for miles under the hot sun, his voice calling out, "Soap! Good quality soap." Some people were kind and bought from him, while others shooed him away. Every coin he earned was precious. He would carefully count his earnings at the end of the day, setting aside a portion for household expenses and another smaller portion for his school fees. It was a difficult life, balancing his studies and his work, but his determination never wavered. His nights were spent studying with even more focus. He knew that every mark he scored was a step closer to his goal. He often felt tired, his legs aching from walking all day and his eyes heavy with sleep. But whenever he felt like giving up, he would look at his father. He saw the pride in his father's eyes, a silent encouragement that gave him immense strength. Rohit was fighting a battle against poverty and misfortune, armed with nothing but his books, a tray of soap, and an unbreakable will to succeed for the man who had given him everything. The day Rohit passed his final school exams with flying colours was a day of great joy and great worry. He had secured a place in a prestigious medical college, a dream that once seemed impossible. However, the admission fee was a large sum of money, far more than he could ever earn by selling soap. He went to the college with a heavy heart, holding his admission letter in one hand and his small bag of savings in the other. He stood in the long queue at the admissions office, knowing that the amount he had was not enough. His turn was approaching, and his hope was fading fast. Just as he was about to turn back in despair, a kind-looking woman standing behind him noticed his troubled face. She gently tapped him on the shoulder and asked, "What is the matter, my son? You look so worried." With tears in his eyes, Rohit shared his story about his father's accident, his struggle to sell soap, and his dream of becoming a doctor. He explained that he was just short of the amount needed for the admission fee. The woman listened patiently, her expression full of compassion. She saw the honesty and determination in the young boy's eyes. Without a moment's hesitation, the woman opened her purse and took out the remaining amount Rohit needed. "Here," she said with a warm smile. "Take this. A boy with a dream as noble as yours should not be stopped by money. Go and become a great doctor." Rohit was speechless. A complete stranger was helping him without asking for anything in return. He tried to refuse, promising to pay her back, but she simply said, "Your success will be my reward. Just promise me you will help others when you are in a position to do so." Rohit accepted the money with trembling hands and a heart full of gratitude. He completed his admission, his feet barely touching the ground. He never forgot the woman's face or her words. Her act of kindness was like a lamp that lit up his path forward. It was not just money she had given him. She had given him the gift of a future. This single, selfless act reinforced his belief in the goodness of people and strengthened his resolve to one day pay her kindness forward. It was a debt of love that he was determined to repay to the world. Years of hard work and sleepless nights followed. Rohit, he poured his heart and soul into his medical studies. He excelled in his classes, not just to earn good grades, but to truly understand the art of healing. He remembered the pain his father had endured and the helplessness he had felt. This memory, it fueled his desire to become a compassionate and skilled doctor who could make a real difference in people's lives. He graduated from medical college at the top of his class, his father sitting in the front row, his face beaming with more pride than words could ever express. After gaining experience in a large city hospital, Dr. Rohit decided to return to his hometown. He had not forgotten his roots or the struggles of the people there. He used his savings and took a loan to open a small nursing home. He named it Karuna, which means compassion. His goal was not to make a lot of money, but to provide affordable and quality healthcare to the poor and needy. His hospital became a place of hope for many, where patients were treated with kindness and respect, regardless of their ability to pay. His father, now an old man, would sit at the reception of the nursing home, welcoming patients with a gentle smile. He could not use his hands, but his presence was a source of great comfort and inspiration to everyone who walked through the doors. He was a living testament to the power of resilience and hope. People would often see Dr. Rohit holding his father's arm, guiding him gently, a beautiful picture of a son's unending love and gratitude. The hospital was more than just a building. It was a fulfillment of a promise made by a young boy to his father. Dr. Rohit's reputation as a kind and brilliant doctor grew far and wide. He treated everyone with the same dedication, whether it was a common cold or a serious illness. He often provided free treatment and medicines to those who could not afford them, remembering his own difficult past. He lived by the promise he had made to the kind woman at the college to help others whenever he could. His life was a testament to the fact that success is not measured by wealth, but by the number of lives one has touched and healed. One day, an elderly woman was brought to his nursing home in a critical condition. She was very sick, and her family had little money for her treatment. Dr. Rohit immediately took charge, assuring the worried family that he would do everything possible to save her. He worked tirelessly, performing a complex surgery and personally monitoring her recovery day and night. He saw in her the same vulnerability he had seen in his own family years ago, and he was determined to give her the best possible care without thinking about the cost. After a few weeks, the woman recovered completely. On the day of her discharge, she asked to meet the doctor who had saved her life. When Dr. Rohit entered her room, she looked at him with grateful eyes and asked, "How can I ever repay you, doctor? You have given me a new life." Dr. Rohit smiled kindly and replied, "Your health is my reward. There is no need for payment." As he spoke, the woman looked closely at his face. There was something familiar about him. Her eyes widened in recognition. With a trembling voice, she asked, "Are you the boy who was selling soap many years ago? The one who needed money for his medical college admission?" Dr. Rohit was stunned. He looked at her face, and the memory of her kind eyes and warm smile came flooding back. It was her, the stranger who had changed his life. Tears welled up in his eyes as he knelt by her bedside and said, "Yes, I am that boy. I have been looking for you all these years to thank you." The woman wept with joy, realizing that the small seed of kindness she had planted had grown into a mighty tree that was now giving shade to so many. Rohit's story teaches us a beautiful lesson about life. It shows us that determination and hard work can overcome any obstacle. It reminds us of the profound impact of a parent's sacrifice and a child's love. But most importantly, it shows that kindness is a circle. A small act of goodness, a helping hand offered to a stranger, can create ripples that travel through time and come back in the most miraculous ways. Rohit's journey, from a poor soap seller to a savior doctor, proves that love and compassion are the greatest forces in the world, capable of changing lives and making the world a better place.